not only by the employer, but also by the state machinery. Now, my senior comrade has already elaborated how this present system is attacking the working people. They are amending the labor laws, they are making it more employer friendly, they are extending the working hours, they are allowing the women to work in the factories in the night shift. All this is there. But in Goa, presently we are facing a very severe threat, and that is a matter of serious concern. Police interference was never there in a trade union struggle. The employers are now using police as a shield to break the trade unions, to dismantle the trade unions and undermine the trade unions. And we have experienced it recently in one of the industrial estates in South Goa, where police have come when we have specifically told the police that, look, we are going to hold a gate meeting at such a such place without interfering with the exit and entry of the particular factory, a multinational factory. The police have come there and they have stopped us from holding the meeting. This has never happened in Goa, and there are clear directives of the Supreme Court. A right to form association, a right to collective bargaining. These are the fundamental rights. And what business the police has or have to come and stop the gate meeting when the Supreme Court has clearly said that any gate meeting, a peaceful gate meeting, cannot be interfered with by any authority unless there is some kind of law and order situation.
We didn't want police protection.
We never asked police protection for the gate meeting, but we just intimated them. This is one thing. Secondly, the government is silently helping these employers in undermining all labor laws. Openly. And the way they are doing it, we are very much concerned. The moment the workers do the union, they are transferred. Now 3 big multinational companies, they have recently joined us. What the employer have done, they have transferred them. 23 people to Himachal Pradesh, Baddi, Sikkim, and the remotest place where there is no transport connectivity. And what is the reason? Reason is the formation of the trade union. We are opposing this. We are asking the government, because these companies are not paying workers proper salaries. They are asking them to work for 12 hours, but they are paid for 8 hours. If anybody asks for leave, what they are saying, you have formed the union now, no? Go to the AITC, they will sanction your leave. Is this the way the employer has to behave? And what the government is doing, the entire machinery is silent. There is no inspection in the factories carried out. The deliberately workers, when they are denied overtime, they are silent. Why they are silent? When we ask the question to the law enforcing machinery, they say no, we have got the directives from the government not to carry out inspection. This is not acceptable to us. We request the government that put all the machinery in place, see that no violation of the rights take place of the workers, and if this continues, we will go for the bigger agitation in Goa, and that will have repercussion all over the state of Goa. Secondly, we are demanding that the minimum wage, which has not been revised since 2016, March 2016, needs to be immediately revised, because the price escalation is such that you cannot cope up with the salary which was paid in 2016. 307 is the minimum wage that is paid for the unskilled category, with little bit of DA of 90 rupees or something. That is not acceptable. We want the salary to be revised scientifically on the basis of the inflation, the market prices, and all other essential. Transport is very high. Education is very high. Food items are very high. Petrol is high. Electricity is high. Water charges. How do we pay a person who works for a family and who is supposed to maintain a family, a 3-member unit family? How he will pay his family or take care of the basic needs of his family with 307 rupees, with 90 rupees escalation. Cannot be possible, because 100 rupees is the petrol per liter now. If somebody wants to go from Mapsa to Verna, he will have to pay or shell out 200 rupees only on petrol.
Recently increased again.
Yes, so this is not acceptable. We want the government, because they are delaying it for quite some time. If the minimum wage is not revised in the state of Goa, AITUC along with other trade unions will hold a massive demonstration in Penzim to pressurize the government to notify the minimum wage. Thank you, comrade.
There is a Supreme Court decision long back.
1990.
Non-payment of minimum wages, if it is there, that employer cannot continue.
Yes.
Payment of minimum wages is a must. Supreme Court decision is there. These people don't follow. And the revision of minimum wages also should be done in a periodical way.
Periodical.
That is also told by the Supreme Court, but unfortunately many governments don't do. Recently in Karnataka, our trade unions in Karnataka worked out a scientific formula. What should be per day? They worked out that and then gave this to the assembly, and we told the chief minister to in this session, but nothing has happened. The Anganwadi, the Asha workers, and many other people are there. They are very big in number. Of course, the budget is reduced for them by Sitaraman in this recent period. Still, they are not getting the proper wage. We say there must be basic minimum wage should be available to Asha workers and all. They can't be denied. So these are all the multiple attempts by the center and the state. That is what we say. At the center, we all trade unions joined together. We have given a call for agitation. Similarly, Goa also, he has already explained the after effect. I told you about the monetization pipeline scheme. It's a very dangerous scheme. The measures are being taken by the government to privatize the public sector undertaking, and state government and the government department through corporatization are not at all the increase of the national economy. The trade unions we have already said, you stop this, these are not there. The latest national monetization pipeline aimed at opening over the entire infrastructure sector to the economy, so private corporation virtually free to earn revenue from them without refrain from such exercises and prevention. So why I am saying this? This is going to be a future pipeline, not a pipeline, it's a weapon going to be used by the state government and central government in the future. It is when it goes further we will show, because Modi says it is not our business to run the business. Businessmen will run the business, we will make business with them. That's all, they will only make business with them. That's the unfortunate situation now. So, seemingly they are all interested in many things. Opening the old temples, new roads, and closing the old industries. And on the infrastructure. AITUC is in the 103rd year now. We have already completed 100 years and more, 103rd year. They have got a saga of big history, and many national leaders were in the AITUC, as you all know. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the president of AITUC. P.V. Giri was the president of AITUC. And Lala Lajpat Rai was the president founder president of AITUC. Subhash Chandra Bose was the president of AITUC. There were many people like that. So, we have come with a national movement as well as the organized movement. We were a part of the independence struggle in those days. So, we will continue to be the independence of the people, workers. So, that is the historic position the AITUC is placed in. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sir, how long you people will wait for these wages? Because from last 6-7 months we are hearing
Same thing, yes. We have given the ultimatum to the government that immediately if you have to notify the minimum wage, and if it is not notified, then we will take all the trade unions and like-minded people and go for the agitation.
We will denotify the MLA's wages.
On 27th of February, Labour Advisory Board's meeting was held, and opinions of all the concerned parties were exchanged. We have insisted that this minimum wages, which are due for revision for a long time, has to be revised immediately. Government is buckling under the pressure of the industrialists here, and many are actively trying to persuade the government not to implement it or at least delay it. We warn the government that this will be very dangerous game they are playing into the hands of the employees class here. There is a anger growing among the working people. More than 250,000 unorganized workers will benefit if these minimum wages are increased. We just discussed about the dearness allowance formula. In Goa, this dearness allowance formula was linked to the minimum wages only from 2016. Earlier period, there was no compensation for rise in the cost of living was given. And when this compensation by way of dearness allowance to unorganized workers is totally inadequate. That time in 78-79, it was decided for every pound rise, 1 rupee 30 paise. And now what has been linked is 0.95 paise per pound rise. So this is a total injustice to the workers.
They are
Therefore,
changing the base year every time and reducing it. Reduce.
and even there are manipulations in compilation of the consumer price index numbers.
Index fraud.
Index fraud, we call it. But whatever it is, even to that they are not implementing. So anger is growing. We want government, we appeal government to release or implement revision of minimum wages immediately without any further delay. And we are not going to tolerate the new policies which employers are adopting to remain union-free atmosphere for their concern. We want unions have come to stay, and AIBA, more than 103-year-old, will see to it that the workers form the organization and defend their rights. We have fought when there were no labor laws and created this labor law. These labor laws are getting diluted, and government and management is taking advantage of it. In spite of that, we are going ahead and defending the rights of the working people in Goa. That's our determination. And we want government not to play with the organized working people's patience. They have to implement the call immediately. Thank you.
Sir, what do you think? Why they are not willing to take Indian Labour Conference?
I don't know, the Modi doesn't address a press conference. You know, normally his chelas are doing that. Modi will have to answer in the Indian Labour Conference as the Prime Minister. He is not Labour Minister, some unknown person, no. Prime Minister should proceed over the Indian Labour Conference. He would answer the people. There must be issues framed. They must discuss this. 2014, once he addressed, brought his own audience, sat there and went away. Then Gurudas Das Gupta, our General Secretary, questioned him, why are you going away? You should listen to all of us. That's the end of it. They never called thereafter. So many years are over. Every year it should be done as per the ILO convention. Tripartite meeting should be held. Nothing is done. On this issue, what he said, minimum wage. We are prepared to sit together. Let them bring their experts. We will have our own expertise. We will prove that what is the minimum wage required. That we can do that. They are not prepared for it. You see, it is a pro-employer government, both at the center as well as here. Not only pro-employer, anti-labor government. When they say anti-labor, it is anti-people government. That's the real thing. So we have to fight. We request all your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade, for coming at a short notice.